we are going to be talking about instructions. And so I have all these things up here because I want to make a good snack. So do you guys like snacks? You like snacks? How many times a day do you eat a snack? 12. One of your parents answered. All right. Huh? 2 a day? You get 2 a day? How many do you eat? 1,000? Oh my word! Where do you put it all? There's nothing there. It's not in. Is it in there? That's all those snacks are in there. All right. Okay. So yeah, we all like to eat some snacks, right? So I've got these ingredients here. I've got a loaf of bread, and I have a jar of peanut butter. I have some grape jelly. I have a couple knives, and I have a plate. And so I'm going to make a snack out of these ingredients, and I need you guys to tell me how to do it. So can somebody tell me how do I make a snack out of this? All right, Riker, you tell me. Just tell me one thing. What's the first thing I need to do? I grab bread. All right, I'm grabbing it. Now somebody else tell me, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Garrett? Put it on the plate. All right, I put it on the plate. What do I need to do next, Ben? I did what you told me to do. I put it on the plate. Okay, well, what do I need to do? I'm supposed to open what? Open the peanut butter first? Do I open the peanut butter? No. Oh, I opened the bread. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. So I open the bag of bread. All right. Do you guys know how to open one of these things? Oh, there we go. The twisted tie came off. All right. Grab the whole loaf. 2. Just 2 pieces? 2 pieces. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So I got 2 pieces. Now what do I do?
You have to
Split them apart.
And after that,
Put them on the plate. Okay. All right. Okay. Now what do I do now? Open the peanut butter and jelly. Okay. All right. So I'm opening the peanut butter. My jelly is a squeeze bottle, so it's ready to go. Oop! Oh, there's a little thing on there. I guess I better open that, huh? All right. Okay. Now what do I do? Take the jelly. Oh, I do the peanut butter first? Okay. So I picked up some peanut butter. Now what do I do? Spread it on the bread. Spread it like this? Okay. Hey, parents, I think your kids know how to do this. Yeah. You've done it before, huh? Okay. You haven't done it before? Okay. All right, so I spread the peanut butter on. Now what do I do? I take the jelly and I do what? Pour it? Oh, wow, it came out. Ooh, it's kind of runny. I don't know how old that is. Okay. And now what do I do? I use my knife to spread out the jelly? Okay. All right. And then you put the 2 pieces of bread together? And then you eat it. Awesome. Well done, you guys. You guys made a really awesome snack. Okay, so I need a teenager up here. Aubrey, can you put just a little bit of this hand sanitizer on each one of these kids' hands? Okay. Okay. So stay in your seat. Yep. Stay at the bench. Okay, Aubrey's going to come by. You guys are going to get a snack in just a minute, okay? All right? But you have to listen to me for just a second, okay? Is that cool? So if you listen to me for just a second, then you can have a snack in a minute. Okay. All right. Actually, it's longer than a second. It's a few minutes. Okay. All right. Man, my hands are sticky from, let's see. Brighton, can you bring me my clicker? It's sitting over there on there, and also grab the the table microphone too. All right. Okay. So, did you guys know that building a sandwich could be so hard? Like, you guys have all done this before, right? You've seen it done, and it's kind of difficult. Like, if you just handed somebody who had never seen a peanut butter and jelly sandwich done before and said, make a snack, they'd be probably kind of confused, right? Like, they wouldn't, if they didn't have the instructions, somebody just eat it. I get that. Some of you teenagers are just hungry. You just start shoving anything you can in your mouth. But if you had to make a peanut butter, listen, if you had to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and you had never seen one made before, it'd be kind of challenging, right? It'd be kind of challenging. All right? But think about your life, okay? Do you guys have instructions for your life that you have to follow? So what happens if you don't follow the instructions? You die? Well, you can. Yeah. There's some instructions that are really important. What?
You get it wrong.
Sometimes you get something wrong, right? If you don't know the instructions, yeah, you might get something wrong, like on a test or something at school, right? Yeah, what else? What happens if you don't? Your mom gets on to you and you get in trouble. You guys ever get in trouble? All the time. Okay, maybe you need to start listening to your mom. Yeah. Yeah, is there anything else that can happen if you don't follow the instructions? Sometimes you can go to jail. What about you guys up here?
You go to grown-up jail.
You go to court, not jail? Is that what you said?
You go to grown-up jail.
Grown-up jail. Yeah, that's right. Hopefully you guys don't, but yeah.
You could accidentally hurt your parents and you'd have to go to the orphanage because they died.
Oh, okay. Man, Benjamin's all about dying. He said that he could hurt his parents and they die and he'd have to go to the orphanage. That's quite a What are you teaching this kid, Darcy? Okay. What about listen, shh, listen. So what about a game? You guys like to play games?
Yeah.
So if you don't follow the instructions in a game, what happens?
You die.
You die? Oh my goodness. You guys are all about dying. How about you lose? Yeah. You lose, right? Or maybe if you break the rules, there's a penalty, right? Consequence, yes. Okay. So, did you know that in the Old Testament, does you guys know what the Old Testament is? So that's like the first part of our Bible, like the first 39 books is the Old Testament, okay? Did you know that in the Old Testament there are over 600 rules that people found that they need to follow? Can you imagine trying to follow 600 rules? That would be, at the same time, that would be hard, wouldn't it? Following over 600 rules all at one time would be really hard. And so you know what those people who had the Old Testament, and that's all they had? They were arguing about what's the most important instruction to follow. What's the most important rule?
Listening to God.
You're right on track. You're right on track. Listening to God. Okay, so we're going to read a scripture, and some of you who are good readers can help me read. Okay, we're going to read a scripture, and it's a point where somebody walks up to Jesus and asks him, "What's the most important commandment or instruction to follow?" Okay, so we're going to read this story. Who wants to help me read this?
Me.
You want to help? Who can read and help? Ben? I know you can read. You want to read?
I can read. Yeah. I can.
Okay. All right, you ready? Can you read it up there?
Teacher, read.
Here, pull that back just a little bit.
Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law of Moses?
Okay, keep going.
37, Jesus replied.
You don't have to read the number. Go ahead.
You must love the Lord and God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. 38, this is the first and greatest commandment.
And then he goes on.
It's not
Good.
changing.
It did. Yep. It did change. Go ahead.
Oh. 39. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. 40. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments.
All right. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Brighton, can you go put that back? So, what are the two commandments that Jesus said were equally important? You guys remember? Love God, all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And the second one he said is equally important. What's the equally important one? Do you guys know? Can you guys? Love your neighbor as yourself, right? Oops. All right. Yes, so love God and love others. If we just want to shorten it. Like those are the two equally important commands. If you love God, then you love others. If you love others, you're loving God, right? They go hand in hand. Two most important instructions for life. Okay. Is it hard to love people sometimes? You like Lola? That's good. I'm glad you like Lola. Huh? Somebody beats up your brother? It's hard to love somebody when they're beating somebody up, isn't it? Especially when it's your brother. That's right. So it's hard to love people when they're being mean or they're fighting or things like that, right? Sometimes your brother fights. Yeah, that's not a good thing, right? Fighting's That's Riker. They're just pointing the fingers. All right. Yeah, sometimes we can do things that make it pretty hard to love each other, right? But when Jesus answered, what is the most important commandment? He said it's important to love God and also to love your neighbor, right? So your neighbor, guess what, is anybody who is in your space.
Our neighbor is a part of our family.
Yeah, so there are neighbors that actually live next to you in your house, right? But Jesus here is referring to anybody who's in your space, in your area, around you. He says those are the people you need to love along with Jesus. And he says, guess what? Guess what? Listen, these are the most important instructions for life, is to love God and to love other people. And guess what? You can spend your whole life trying to figure out how to do that. You do? Okay, well, you better go talk to your mom. She needs to go to the bathroom. You need to go pee too? Okay. Well, we're about to have a snack. Can you hold it? You don't want a snack? All right. So if you're allergic to peanuts, you can't have this snack, okay? Anybody allergic to peanuts? Do you know if you're allergic to peanuts? Anybody allergic to bread? She doesn't like peanut butter? That's fine. Okay. All right. So I actually made a special little platter for you guys ahead of time. So you didn't have to have my sloppily made one up here. These are. We're about to go out to eat. Can you wait? All right. If you want one, you can have one. If you don't want, stay at your spot. Just grab one. Just grab one. All right. There you go. Hey, Aubrey, can you come up and help me again and give everybody a paper towel?
Can I eat? Can I eat? Yeah.
There you go. All right, Trevon, I didn't know your name was Aubrey, but you know. Do you want one? Just grab one. Just grab one. Okay. Do y'all want one? No? Okay. All right. You guys, you were going out to eat after church. It's fine. Okay. All right. So let's review. What are the two most important things that Jesus said we need to follow? What are the two most important instructions for life? You guys remember? Love God and love your neighbor. That's right. Two most important instructions for life. That's right. Okay.